Hello, everybody, and welcome to COVID Convos with Maddie Carver. I'm Maddie Carver, and today I'm really thrilled to have with me David Searles, partner at Jacobs Wyper Architects. Hi, David. How are you?
Good, Maddie. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's really good to see you. We finally got this underway.
Yes. Happy to be here.
Yes. So I'm just really happy to talk to you for many reasons, of course, but kind of the main reason that we're here today is because, there's quite a bit of hubbub about, going back to school and in-person learning, and Jacobs Wyper does quite a bit of work with institutions of higher learning. So I just was hoping that maybe you could tell us a little bit about the work that you guys do.
Yeah, certainly. Jacobs Wyper's been working in the higher ed field for over 40 years with projects of all sorts and types, starting with the University of Pennsylvania's Institute for Contemporary Art. It was one of our early projects, and still working today with lots of arts institutions like Moore College of Art, University of the Arts, and have done some large projects with PAFM. They're all in Philadelphia. We also do a lot of work in life sciences and laboratories, and have done so at Wilkes University and Princeton and University of Pennsylvania. So we have quite a wide range and I would say kind of a specialty in STEM and STEAM-based projects.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, so, that makes you an interesting person to talk to right now, David. Obviously our country's in the midst of something, we haven't quite dealt with before in modern times. We've been confronted with public health crises in the past, but, not necessarily to this extent where, our modern times are kind of being stopped to a halt and our day-to-day is affected. And educational institutions are being affected in their own way. Can you speak to some of the unique problems and the needs that your clients are coming to you to talk about at the moment?
Sure. A lot of the work and the conversations we've been having with our clients have to do, of course, with technology and with HVAC and with creating the right amount of space, social distancing as in the projects that they're considering. But really, all of our clients, when we're speaking to them, are thinking about the long range planning, and we try to help them think about the long range planning so that any work that they do now is applicable for post-COVID.
Sure.
Looking forward to.
Right. Well, that's the big thing is the post-COVID and the pre-planning, and no one really saw this coming. I mean, I guess some people did, but it's hard to plan for something like this, a public health crisis of this magnitude. How do you see COVID changing the face of institutional architecture in the future and kind of like in years to come? How will people pre-plan and think about things going forward?
Sure. I guess all of the work we've done to quickly get classes, learning and teaching online has really hit the fast forward button on technology in classrooms, and I think that's something that will forever change the institutional market and the way that we think about teaching and learning, using technology to its best benefits. Once we're through with this, having gained all of the experience of working on all these great platforms, then we'll be able to use it as we choose and be able to plan for using this technology in classrooms, outside of classrooms, I think, to better prepare better teach the students and allow the teachers to have a broader audience. Now, it's not all about technology, though. I think that having dealt with online experiences so much, everyone is craving to get back onto the college campus. And I believe that the actual college campus will be much more desired and sought after in the future. So I think that real life experience is going to be appreciated, and those spaces that we've all been working to create social gatherings and interesting places to meet and great places to learn will be coveted once we can get back and use those spaces in real person.
Well, I mean, I know just from our experience just now, trying to get on Facebook Live, I'm dying to have, in-person events, and I'd love to just have you at our showroom and maybe just to interview you in person and not have to worry about these platforms and trying to make sure that things go as planned. It's pretty tough. So I know that the teachers and students and administrators are feeling that same way. But how do we maintain that interpersonal? How do we come together but also stay safe? What are some of the design aspects of bringing students, teachers together but also not putting anyone in danger?
Well, we're seeing it in universities and college campuses, in our cities and in our towns all over the place. The marks on the sidewalks and in the rooms indicating social distancing, plexiglass all over the place. There are many methods by which to make an interior environment safer, and again, through HVAC filtration systems, there's ways of making things safer that can allow people to gather. I think that interpersonal relationship is so important, and to promote that is so important, to try to bring people together wherever we can, even if it is in chairs surrounded by tape. Again, if we're in person talking to someone 6 feet away, then that's an experience that we should be promoting. I think the use of outdoor spaces is something that we're all taking much better advantage of, and colleges and universities are starting to do that as well. So that classrooms and gatherings can happen outside. I think social gatherings can happen outside, with social distancing and with limiting the number of people. Then gatherings, however we can pull them together in person, are great.
Are great, and we can figure that out.
Certainly, and until this is over, then interpersonal relationships, even through technology, that's a way to promote it, and we're all getting a lot better at that, and I think that's part of the strategies.
Yeah, and I definitely do think that we'll come out of this. Our society, maybe our population will have been better for this, with the fact that we have kind of now been given a dose of not being able to be together face to face. I think there were a lot of times of like people kind of complaining about going into the office or office politics, or not wanting to go to school, like kids not wanting to go to school. And now we've been given a big dose of like, well, you can never go. And so it's like, well, wait a second. I miss my coworkers. I miss my friends at school. I miss my teacher. So it's good. And then in the meantime, we've really been given a crash course in technology. So, I look at this as a good thing. And also what you were saying about outside, I was just looking through some of the pictures of the early 1900s during the pandemic back then, and they were showing a lot of schools that held their classrooms outside, and that's interesting, and it's always a great reason to get out in the fresh air, as long as the temperature allows. But yeah, there's a lot of good ideas. So David, tell me, have you seen anything else immediately that schools are doing? Are you thinking that the plexiglass sneeze guards? Are you thinking that we talked about this a little bit earlier about, is it a thing where maybe it's a smaller space on like an A and B schedule, or everybody's always together in like a huge auditorium? I mean, what are you thinking about? Like, a lot of these schools are going back. A lot of them have gone back this week. I mean, what are some things that you're seeing that are being done like immediately?
Well, trying to direct pathways. When you have stairs on either side of a long corridor, you direct people to use one set of stairs for up, the other set of stairs for going down, so that they don't have to pass in the stairway. Really trying to direct traffic is, as much as
big part of it.
Right, to try to control the traffic, to try to keep people from congregating and clumping up, I think is a strategy that's certainly being implemented. There's one group that I know who has implemented bipolar ionization in their HVAC system. This is a system that you can install in your ductwork. It's relatively inexpensive, and it clumps the molecules, particularly the virus molecules, together, so that they actually can be collected by the return air system and filtered out with filters in your systems. The typical virus molecule is too light, and so it just kind of stays in the air. But this bipolar ionization helps to clump things together and then collect it. So again, I think as much as we can try to control the environment and the pathways, put up plexiglass where we can, where we know there's some direct interaction, and then the HVAC. I think those are the strategies on the inside. And again, as much as we can promote using the great outdoors, then everyone loves to be outside, and this is a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I have definitely heard a lot about the HVAC is a big part of that too, and that's very interesting. That's actually very like a positive thing that you just explained. I haven't heard it explained to that level, so that sounds like a great idea. Well, David, I've learned so much today, but what I really want to know, and this is, the most important part of talking to Maddie Carver, is what shows are you binging? What music are you listening to? What can you suggest for my quarantine playlist?
Oh, those are all the fun things that we get to do in our couch potato COVID.
That's right. My it's what I'm best at.
Well, some of the fun shows I've been watching, one of them on Netflix is called The Medici, and it's a kind of a historical fiction talking about the Medici family and the collection of their art, and how much they promoted art and culture and the development of the society in Italy. It's actually very good.
Very cool.
Another kind of off the cuff crazy one is Warrior Nun. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't heard Warrior Nun. Well, I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Check it out.
I love it.
Other things. I'm doing some reading. Reading a series by C.S. Graham. The first book is called The Archangel Project. So it's not all Netflix watching, and some music, some good music I might recommend to add to your this would be Vampire Weekends. How long?
Good question.
Oldie but a goodie. MC Hammers. You can't touch this.
You can't touch this, and you shouldn't touch this. Well, David, I love it. Those are all fantastic recommendations. We are all going to look into them. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm sorry that everyone that we weren't able to do a Facebook Live, but I think this worked out just as great. So, David, take care. Thank you again. All the best wishes and health to you and your family, and hopefully we'll see you sometime soon in person.
Absolutely, Maddie. And thank you, and look forward to that in-person meeting.
All right. Well, thanks so much, David. We'll take care. I'm going to be watching the Warrior Nun tonight.
Great.
Okay. Bye.